Okay, so we're gonna start. Whether you're done or not, we'll get it done. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Nathan Purtle. I'm here to teach a class about helping you get to the next level in life. If you don't know about me, I own one of the top digital marketing and branding companies in the world. I was just recently ranked by Forbes as the #2 marketing influencer in the world. So our job here is to try to figure out what you guys are looking to do in the next stages of your life. I don't know what grade you're in. Are you seniors? 10? Oh, so you're younger than I thought. Oh, so all of you all are in the 10th grade?
No, almost.
And junior? And
Well, I'm 10th grade and one junior.
oh, that's dope. Are you all from the same school?
Yeah.
What school?
San Fernando.
Where?
San Fernando.
Oh, okay. Well, and this is Nigel.
Yeah, you doing? My name is Nigel Lewis. I'm an intern for East Company, and I go to Christian High School. So I'm only 18, so I don't think I'm like super old or anything. But yeah, just here to kind of help you guys like expand on like who you are and like what you really want to do in life.
We met a few months ago because I work with the Obama My Brother's Keeper Foundation. So I went to a school and I spoke, and I always give everyone an opportunity to actually work with me afterwards. So that's why I asked for like your email address, because we send out a lot of different things for invites. So he was one of the people that took the initiative and came to my office, and we started working together. So now he's, working with me on a lot of projects. We do Revolt TV, we do Ciroc, we do the TV show Empire, a lot of different companies. We do all the marketing, branding, social media, and also I do a lot of traveling and speaking. But today I want to try to help you guys figure out what it is that you want to do, because I could talk about me all day if that's not what I'm here. So we can start off with, you can start them off with these questions.
There's 3 principal things, and I feel like it's super important to understand. First, we go with to be successful in anything, you have to be passionate. So if there's one thing that you're passionate about, I'll go around the room and I'll ask everybody, like, what's your passion in life? What drives you? What wakes you up in the morning? Like, why are you here? I'll start with you. What's your passion?
Probably my family, they're always gonna be with me, so I gotta work for them.
Passion.
I guess my family as well.
Okay. Are y'all working to provide for our families or to the last one?
Trying to go to school and to go to school and to have a good job to work for them.
Just like that.
Football and music.
Football, like football, like soccer or football?
Like American football. Yeah.
Okay, right. What is you play?
Corner, wide receiver, safety.
Turned down a pretty good school too. Football, so what's good?
Helping others.
In the community or like?
Like anything.
That's good. What's that?
My dog.
Your dog. Right. That drives you why? How does that drive you?
I don't have anything else that drives me.
So, okay, we don't work on that. That's why you here. That's good. Keep that. What's up?
My family.
Your family?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man.
That's a good one, yeah, family.
What's your passion? Not their passion. What's your passion?
Oh yeah, family, yeah.
Okay.
Being happy, making other people happy.
Okay, that's a good passion.
My family. My friends.
I love my family. That's good. Family.
My family.
Yeah.
Animals.
Animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that.
How? Why? I'm interested. Like how does that work?
Like any homeless animal or, when people say, I hate dogs or I hate cats, I try to educate them. No, you don't. You're just not used to it.
Right. That's good. Yeah. Sure.
You don't hate cats.
Okay.
So next question, how many of you all plan on going to college? That's perfectly fine. No, that's fine. He's on my side.
Yeah,
I didn't go to college to learn what I'm doing now. It's kind of self-taught. I created a multi-million-dollar company from an idea. And I never went to college for it. I did my own research. So don't feel left out. You don't have to go to college. You know? So you're fine even if you don't. You just have to figure out what it is that you actually want to do. And that's the question. Like the next question is like, I'm gonna go around the room. What do you want to do after high school? Like, what do you want to go to college for? Do you know?
Yeah, I want to become a surgeon.
That's dope.
A brain surgeon, heart surgeon.
Pediatric.
That's dope.
I want to be a pharmacist.
That's dope. Surgeon, pharmacist.
Architecture and engineering.
I want to be an obstetrician or a pediatric surgeon.
Want to be a neurologist or like a neurosurgeon maybe?
I want to be part of like law enforcement.
Which part? Like crime, regular, like type of paper?
Crime.
Okay.
Perfect. You?
Oh yeah, same.
Say what? Yeah, he's like, you're a surgeon, you're a doctor,
You don't need college for that.
He's like, he's saying, like, everybody
I was
says
thinking like psychology type.
that's good. Okay, that's good.
Either a lawyer, a forensic scientist, or a cardiothoracic surgeon.
What do I
Or musician.
You?
A social worker.
What?
You?
I'm their counselor.
Well,
Oh.
I chose.
I already know. I didn't know. So what we're gonna do is with the graph that you have to put your name in the middle. This is something that you have to take with you and keep. So you put your name in the middle of that. And I have mine that's balled up. I wanted to use this, but I don't know. I was gonna use a screen, but they set me up with no screen. So the first thing is you, right? The first part of the graph is you. And I still do these every month. I do a new one, and it keeps me motivated and it keeps me focused, and I look at this every single morning so I never lose sight of where it is that I want to go or what it is that I want to become. So all of the things that I'm doing now, they lead off into this graph. So what you do is you fill out with your name, the career that you want to go into, law enforcement. So just put it on any side, just write in the career that you want to go into. And then in the other one, it looks like family is the next bubble, and it's your dog.
Yeah.
So everyone just fill in like your name, the career that you want to go into. So just put
What
law
inspired
enforcement.
this? What inspired this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is
So
it?
so the questions that I asked, just fill them in.
All of them?
Yeah. So it's your career and what drives you. So family and I think surgeons, pediatric,
Got a dog enthusiast.
yeah, dogs,
Someone who loves animals, which is great.
because this thing, it might seem like funny right now, but even like after being experienced, like, is you always have to remember what it is that you want to accomplish or why you're working for it. So I like to tell people to look at whatever it is every day, put it under your pillow, on the wall, tape it to the wall, and just kind of keep that with you, because it's easy to lose sight, you know, when you're in high school or when you're having fun as a kid. Sometimes it's easy to lose sight that you want to be a doctor or a pediatrician, or you want to become get involved in law enforcement. It's easy to lose sight because there's so much going on, and we think that, you know, there's so much time left, but you have to actually start getting prepared now and figuring out what are the steps to get into college. What are the steps? What are the courses that you have to take? What are some of the books? You can start reading some books early, surgeon books early. You can get them from the library. You can Google and YouTube and start figuring out what it takes so that you're more prepared, instead of waiting till you graduate and then you're like, oh, I want to be a surgeon, but now I have to figure out what grants and loans do I have to apply for? What schools are there to apply for? So I think the perfect time is now to start figuring that out, because a lot of kids have like parents who are already surgeons, so they're already figuring it out as they go. That's why my thing is like, right now you guys have to start just figuring it out, you know, as you go. because that's important. Because, you know, nobody's gonna do it for you, especially if your parents not a doctor or a lawyer. Mine wasn't. So I had to figure it out. You know, you gotta ask people, network, because that's how we met, through networking. And he's going to UCLA next year. He has a 4.1 or 4.2? 4.2 grade point average. He's going to UCLA on a full academic scholarship. All because, you know, he decided to work hard for it, and you're the first person out of your family.
Yeah, I am in the territory.
Yeah.
I feel over here like,
Yeah, he's like,
I was like, I don't know about y'all. It's cool.
yeah, and everything's paid for because he prepared. He studied, you know, in high school. You know, he stepped it up. So I think that's very important. And the next one would be patience. I think we all have to be patient with ourselves, especially in high school. There's so many temptations. There's so many people telling you that you aren't good enough or that you can't do it. You know, like if you told someone, one of your friends, that you wanted to be a surgeon, they might look at you like you were crazy, right? Because they've never done it before. And that happened to me. You know, people laugh when I told them what I wanted to do. But it's not their job to dictate whether you can do it or not. That's why I want to encourage you to start studying and start researching earlier, because it's up to you. Nobody can stop you from becoming that but you. By procrastinating, by not staying focused, by giving up on yourself, by being too hard on yourself. So that one's very important. And then also it would be the proactive part, which would just be doing the research and doing the work. Also, what was the next question?
The next question is, what does success mean to you? And like success is like a matter of perspective. But I do want to hear everybody's response, and I'll explain later. But what does success mean to you? Like, is it becoming rich? Is it becoming famous? Is it seeing the people right? Like, what does it mean?
And it can be quick. It can
Yeah,
be one
yeah,
word.
yeah.
It can be one word, you know.
Probably just like, you set a goal for yourself and you achieve it, and that's success.
Yeah, that's it.
Like accomplishing stuff.
Being happy and being able to support my family. I like that. Happy.
Being satisfied with what you have done.
Being happy and having money.
Being happy.
Like being happy no matter how much money I have.
Being comfortable in like financial, social, all those like.
Being happy with where you are.
Just being happy with your life.
You too. I love it.
I'm gonna say what they said, being happy, but my first thought was a nice home.
A nice home. Yeah, okay, that's honest of you.
Yeah.
And I was gonna explain like success. In essence, like if you guys say it did end up becoming, you know, in your career field, but it doesn't make a lot of money, honestly, will you stay? Would you stay in that career field just because it doesn't make a lot of money? You would. Now why?
Because it makes me happy.
Exactly.
It's my passion.
That's exactly what we're talking about. It's your passion. So that should guide you throughout everything in life. It's your passion. Don't do it because it makes a lot of money. Do it because it really satisfies you. Like, I'm not going to college because somebody told me to. I'm going to college because that's what made me happy. Like, that distinctifies me from somebody else. Don't go to college if you don't want to. You don't have to go to college. But make it wait for yourself. You know what I'm talking? Make it wait for yourself. Like, that should be the most thing, and that's what this is for as well, to keep your vision of what success is. Remember your own success, and people will tell you don't do that because you're not making enough money. Your family might want you to do something that makes more money. It's like, you're not making enough for us. Then you gotta remember you're doing it for yourself too. So,
And especially in the medical field, you know, that's a long process. You know, you have college, then you have medical school, then you have residency, and then you have, then you go in after that and you're working for 4 more years without making it as much money. So I think it's good that you find other passions inside of that, other things that actually make you happy while you're growing through, you know, that process, because it's not an overnight thing and it takes a lot of dedication and commitment. So all of you guys who said the medical field, don't give up on that.
you got 8 to 10 years before you start making some real money.
Yeah.
So remember what y'all was talking about today.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
And find things in the meantime, like as far as like you know, when I say brand on that paper, it's like brand, your brand is you. Your brand is how you carry yourself every single day. Your brand is how you represent yourself. So I feel like everyone has a personal brand, even if you don't realize you do. It's your reputation. So when it comes to brand, it's like my thing in life is how do you create or how do you become that person that you dream to become, or that person that you want to become that people look up to. It's every day you have to work on yourself, you know, whether it's meditation, whether it's donating your time, you know, to different charities or different animal shelters or whatever it is, you know. I think that's very important to start building your brand as you go, because when you get to that next level in life, if you're a doctor or a lawyer, or you're in law enforcement and you're responsible for so many people's lives, and, you know, not to be, you know, political, but like so many racially biased situations, it's like if your brand is to bring peace and freedom and equality, then you're gonna go out there on the force and you're gonna be that person. You're gonna represent your brand every time that you go out, you know, whether it's in a friendship or a relationship or with your family, like that's your personal brand. And that's why I told you to put it in the center, because anything else around that outside of yourself, to me, it's just extra. Money to me is just extra. You know, it doesn't define me. It doesn't make me treat people differently. Like I sit in this room and I'm as humble as possible, no matter how much money I make or how much the person does not make that's in the room with me. So I feel like that's very, very important. So when I come in here and I'm not in a suit and I'm wearing my Outcast hoodie because I like Outcast, you know what I mean? Like that's just me. That's me not letting money or you know, the things around me influence who I am or how I treat people. And I think that's very, very important, because we all have a certain level of responsibility for how we treat people and how we hold people accountable that are in our lives. If you have friends that are up to no good, get rid of them. If you're in relationships that aren't benefiting you, I know you're young, but we all get in those relationships.
This is true.
Get rid of those things, and that's my thing, is because those things weigh you down, and those things are a representation of your brand. People that you hang around, the people that you date, the things that you do, you start early. People like to tell you to wait until after school, but I think that it's important that we start early. You want to be that kid that's preventing someone from getting bullied, instead of the kid encouraging your friend to go bully someone, because you being that person to stop them, you can save someone's life. Especially with all of these things going on in schools right now, with the mass shootings and bullying and suicide and depression, I think it's important that if you're going to be a leader, it starts with the core. It starts with what's in the middle, which is you. Outside of whatever it is, you can be a star on the football team. That doesn't give you an excuse to treat people a certain way. You know, you can be the smartest person in the school, but that gives you no excuse to treat someone who's not doing as good in school like they're worth nothing. And I think it's good that you guys came as a unit, because you guys can leave here and hold the person next to you accountable, even if I don't know if you guys are all really good friends or not. You know what I mean? But it's somebody in this room, maybe you don't hang out. Maybe you guys just walk by each other in the hallway, and you know, there could have been tension or anything between your friend and this person's friend. Now I think it's good for you guys to pass this energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, pass this energy on, you know? Your friend might talk about this person because they don't have much, or this person because they don't have a high grade point average. And I think it's that we have to be accountable to correct the person and check the person next to us and let them know that, you know, it's not okay, because we all have friends, we have family, we have people that care about us, and we have people that invest in us and send us to school to learn. But if you're going into a situation where you're judged and you're bullied and you're talked about because you can't buy the latest fashions or the latest, you know, shoes, it makes it uncomfortable, right? So it's a scary thing.
Thank you.
So I just, you know, that's my thing, is start with the core, with the center, and realize that you are not what you want to become in life. You are the person that you are, regardless if all that stuff is stripped away. So don't forget that part.
We got about you guys are out here at 12:40, so we got about 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Anybody got questions? anybody need help with anything, I ask for your email because I send out a lot of emails. It's like self-help courses, things that help you build your brand, events that I'm speaking at, or books to read. Do you guys read books? Okay.
That's it.
Everybody?
Honest.
I do audiobooks. My phone is full of audiobooks, so I encourage audiobooks as well because I don't like to just sit down and read, and I'm always moving, so I like to listen.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
And it references how you said you're dressed today and that also you were on Forbes.
Mhm.
So, when you walk in and the people representing Forbes and other businesses are in suits and ties, and you're representing yourself, how do you just take over the room with your brand, with these people that are investors and bankers, and they have, like, you know, a lot of money behind them? How do you take over the room with them?
I think it's my brand, the way that I carry myself, what I have to give back, and what I have to say, and what I have to give, like, and what I've done and what I'm doing. Because I didn't tell you guys this at the beginning, so you guys wouldn't know. Before I started my company, I was involved in gangs, I was selling drugs, I was facing life in prison for armed robbery 8 years ago. I had 5 felonies, I was homeless, sleeping on my mom's couch, and I turned my life around. I moved out to LA 5 years ago and I created this company. And I've accomplished these things like Forbes, but it was because I'm living in my truth. Like, people can tell if it's just me. It's like I don't have to come in here and wear what you're wearing, but I can change your life. You know what I mean? And I think and that's where my factor comes in, where when I walk into a room, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing, but when I open my mouth and you see what I've done and what I'm doing, it changes your mind. And that's the reason why I didn't tell you guys my story before I came in here. You know, like, because people, you don't know what someone's been through when you see them. I'm always smiling and happy, but nobody knows, like, what I've been through to get here. And that's why I'm so passionate about these kind of things and giving back and showing people that no matter which direction you go, you can always go back. And that was my thing, because it's like I went from facing life in prison for armed robbery with a firearm to helping everybody in the community that I can, and to having this company, and to dropping out of high school because I was the kid that I talked about earlier who was homeless, who didn't have the money to wear the clothes that I wanted to wear, and didn't have the parents backing me, and I just gave up. So that's why I said that, because that was me, you know? And you would never know that was me, because I'm all about growth and change, and just trying to become the next best.
I really like how you put that. It doesn't matter what room you walk into, each one of you has something to offer. And feel free to tell whoever's in that room, this is who you are, and this is what you're going to do.
Yes, I agree. I love that.
Just to wrap up everything, so I would like to learn, like, what have you guys learned throughout this entire process? How the last exercise that we're gonna do, so thank you guys for all coming. But I'll go around the room and just ask each person, like, what have you learned, what have you taken from it? And how are you gonna apply it to your life?
That you know, if you're gonna find a field to work in, don't do it because of the money. Like, you know, you have to want to do whatever you're gonna do for the rest of your life.
To like not give up, like no matter how hard it is.
Do things that makes you happy.
To what makes you happy.
Okay,
It's never too early to start.
I like that.
To what makes you happy.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Give me something different, please. Really.
Like, they all said something so good though.
Give me something else. Find
You got something.
You got something.
You said something good?
Nah, what you have to say.
Nah, you say something good.
You gonna come back? I'm saving for last. I want to get answer.
Like be yourself type of thing, like find what you like, do what you want.
Okay.
Don't give up so easily. Keep going.
Do what makes you happy. No?
I'm gonna take it.
I think.
You saving for last? Go ahead.
Be yourself.
Simple. It can be that simple.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
It's like about how you like represent yourself and
That's
that.
good. See, that's a good You got it. We done with you.
Hold on, let me think. It's so pinky.
Just search deep down within you.
I mean, basically what they all said is like something we basically did say.
Wrap it up then.
One word.
I
One
still
word.
can't think of it.
Help her. Somebody help her.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter how much money you make, as long as you're happy.
Yep, there we go. We're good.
And that is it, everybody. So please.